another winning day. Got it done with the Houston Astros last night, getting us a winner there as they clinch up the ALDS, give us an all-Texas ALCS, and we got one more game of these division series going on today with the Braves and the Phillies, and we got a couple of football games going on tonight, NFL Thursday Night Football, obviously, and a college bet, one of the college games here from John, a little bit of a stepping out of the comfort zone a little bit, did as well last week, see how it goes this week. We'll get into all of those. John, takeaways. One, we're going to have an all-Texas ALCS, and we got a nice game 4 coming up in Philly tonight.
Yeah, so I actually put that in the preview yesterday after Houston wins, and we bet Houston yesterday. We'll have an all-Texas ALCS, and that's where we're at. Houston, just what a team on the road going into yesterday, as you guys saw the post. 15-3, scoring almost 8 runs per game, batting .326. So add to those numbers, make them 15-4 now on the road. Going up against Texas. Just what a turnaround, Texas. We talked about it. They lose 3 of their last 4 in Seattle, while Astros win their last 4 just to get to a tie. But because the Astros won the heads-up season series 9-4, they're the AL West champs. So they'll get the home field in this one. Now, what does that matter, home field? Is it a home field disadvantage for Houston? Houston, the only postseason team, the only team in the postseason to be under 500 at home this year, 39-42. And while Texas went 40-41, one of only 2 postseason teams to be under 500 on the road, all they did go out and sweep 5 games, 4 of them on the road. 2 at Tampa Bay, 2 at Baltimore, knocking off the mighty AL East. The mighty AL East swept out of the playoffs. Best team, best division in baseball, and just swept out. So we'll look for. Obviously, we'll have more on this when they announce the Game 1 pitchers. But looking for a real good series there. We got a real good series in the NLDS, Phillies Atlanta, just as we had last year. Deja vu all over again. Philly did this last year. They were the wild card. Got rid of the Braves in 4 games. Got a chance to do exactly the same thing tonight. They busted out the whooping sticks last night. Harper took a personal when he got doubled off first base. We needed that. We had Phillies that night. We get up to a 4-0 lead and blow that game 5-4. But he comes up with 2 big ones. Castellanos hits 2 home runs, 6 homers on the night for Philly. Like I said, we could have used 1 or 2 of those runs the night before in Game 2. But they get the job done yesterday, and now they're going to come to this Game 4 again. Can knock out the Braves for a 2nd straight year in 4 games. Braves, look what happened to all 4 division winners, all 4 teams that got the bye. So besides the Astros, the Braves, the only team that's have won 1 game. Dodgers swept. Orioles swept. So again, we talk about it, and just the way I said, Houston could have a home field disadvantage. There could be a bye disadvantage while you're just sitting there. The other team's playing, and they're getting hot. Texas showed that that's what they were doing. Arizona Diamondbacks showed that that's what they were doing. And in Atlanta right now, where are the bats? This is the team that tied the all-time home run record this year. Nope. They led major leagues in scoring. They led major leagues in batting average. And Nola pitches a gem against them. Wheeler pitched a gem also, only to have the relief blow it on him. And in Game 1, in Game 1 of this series, Suarez and 6 other pitchers combined to shut the Braves down. So do those bats get back again today? Only so long going to keep them bats. Look, we've said it before, and I've always said it. Good pitching stops good hitting. I don't know if we want to classify Suarez as good pitching. But look, the price is an overlay. Strider is an overlay. You're looking at 145 on the road. To me, the price, it's Phillies and nothing. That's the team that scored 10 runs last night. They've got all the confidence in the world, Philly. Braves are not bullying them in any type of way. They're the hot team. It's just Strider. If Strider's on tonight, he'll give them a shot, and he's pitched real well against the Braves this year.
Yeah, he has been really good against Philly this year. And the other thing with Strider, though, the one little interesting tidbit with him is last year at the NLDS or at Philly, you know, the crowd was very loud. He was clearly disturbed. He was freaking out over the crowd, only went 2 1/3 there. And there's kind of been little, you know, interviews about it earlier this year. He was bitching about fans, this and that. So gonna be interesting how he handles the road environment, if he can show up. Obviously, a little bit enticed, you know, Philly's crowd yesterday asking for him. We'll see how that plans out. Interested to see the leash on Suarez. Like you said, not necessarily a lights out guy, but there was a point this season where Suarez was pitching the best baseball for the Phillies. And back in May and June, there was a little stretch there. And since he went back on the IL, hasn't quite been his dominant sense, but was good enough in game 1 to get them started. Interested to see if they go with a similar approach. Does he just go 3 innings? Do they go to the bullpen after that? I mean, he only allowed 1 hit in that last outing, so that's going to be interesting to watch. But that home crowd in Philly, I cannot bet against that laying any juice. That is Phillies or nothing all the way. Just the way the bats got electrified yesterday. Definitely the biggest home edge in the entire playoffs. It's going to be fascinating. And I will say, whoever comes out of this series and gets Arizona, watch out. I love the way the Diamondbacks are playing right now. All facets of the game, bullpen, starting pitcher, speed on the bases, power with the bats, hitting 1 through 9. They're just playing complete baseball games right now. And, hey, 5 straight wins in the playoffs. That's no joke.
5 straight wins, Diamondbacks and Texas Rangers. Diamondbacks were stunning. I mean, just that absolutely stunning. Texas Rangers early in the season, and pretty much for 80% of the season, led the AL West, and you saw that they had that potential for a big part of the season. They had the best hitting team in baseball, and they get a little banged up towards the end of the year. But Diamondbacks just coming out of virtually nowhere to take 2 at Milwaukee, which was a heavy lift. Going into the postseason, if I had to say which team had that best three guys to start, I would have went with Milwaukee with Burns, Woodruff, Peralta.
Yep.
Woodruff goes, he gets hurt, wasn't able to throw a pitch in there, and Arizona goes to Milwaukee, gets the first 2. And then to just knock the Dodgers out. When are the Dodgers going to win a World Series? They're the best team on paper year in, year out, and they just can't get it done. And here they are swept. And again, as we said, maybe this bye is a disadvantage as these other teams stay in top shape, playing well. Just to get off the subject a little bit about the rest, and we're right around the corner from NBA season. Big thing talking about Joe Dumars saying yesterday he's in charge of the part of the league there, how they want to get the teams and the players and coaches to get a mindset of playing all 82 games. And they're trying to show how rest doesn't prevent injuries. Yes, there is a fall-off, and that's why we like to bet against back-to-back teams that are in bad situations. But how it doesn't prevent that. So what I'm just trying to say is when you rest these guys and a team gets rest, more of a chance of getting stale. Yeah, you get your rest. That's great. Doesn't mean that you're going to perform better. You just get a little stale. Give me the hot team. Texas is red hot. Arizona red hot right now. Not saying that Phillies aren't if they go on and win this game here, but those 2 teams right now, both of them going on the road, winning 4, and then capping it off with their first home win. Texas over the Orioles and Diamondbacks over the Dodgers. Huge wins.
Massive wins, and going to be interesting with the NBA season. Obviously, they're implementing a lot of rules, and you guys know we talk about injuries across all the sports. We're big on that, but the new rules are implementing how many stars can sit on a single night, how many games each guy has to play to qualify for certain awards. You mix in the tournament, so a lot of new rule changes this year in the MLB season. We saw how that affected things greatly. Going to be interested to see how some of those things affect the NBA season, but won't jump too far ahead of you guys. Still a couple weeks out from that. We do got a pair of football games going on tonight. We'll start with the NFL Thursday night game. We talked about it earlier in the week. Broncos and Chiefs, nice little division matchup. And this is one Kansas City absolutely owns. 15 straight, 10-5 against the spread. The Broncos have covered each of the last 3. They covered both last season. They lost those 2 by combined 61-52. Very high-scoring games. Last 3 meetings go over. Kelsey, who had those issues last game, was questionable early in the week, now looking more so probable. We'll see what ends up going there if he has any late-time game scratches, but looks like he'll be giving it a go. And this Denver team giving up damage on the ground. Really difficult to lay a double-digit favorite in prime time, but some ownership there. And what do we get out of Denver here? And to me is on the over in this game. I told you guys earlier in the week, the Pacheco props could be worth a look here, the way they've been running all over them. We'll see if that continues. And I hate to bring her up, but potential Taylor Swift signing Kelsey on primetime tonight. She got a movie coming out this weekend, so might be more reason for Kelsey to give it a go tonight.
For the conspiracy theorists, yeah, Taylor Swift, Kelsey, the NFL, and I don't know how many reels I must have watched showing that the NFL is in bed with the Kansas City Chiefs. Don't have time to go there. We're not going to do that today. But I will say this, Kelsey is probable. He's going to play. Taylor Swift is also probable to be at the game tonight, as she's been at the last couple of games. Big number. 10.5 is a big number for a team that's covered the last couple of times, as Denver has covered KC actually the last 3 times. They just can't beat them straight up, and they will not beat them tonight. Could they stay within the number? If the situation isn't what it is in Denver, I could have a play. They're already talking about another shakeup in Denver. Last week, Denver got rid of Gregory. The 49ers picked him up, which is a huge pickup for a loaded 49er team. Gregory's a ball player. Don't know why internal things were going on, but they got rid of him. Frank Clark is the next guy to go. He won't play tonight. They said he's got an illness. The illness is getting traded any minute. They're talking about trading the receivers, Judy. So that this is another team that's in flux. Kind of, we talked about the Vikings yesterday, I believe, here on the show. They'll be without Jefferson now for at least 4 games as he goes on the IR. They're talking about trading Cousins. They've got only 1 win. Similar situation for Denver. Denver with 1 win just got beat at home by the Jets. The Jets and Wilson put 31 on them in their home field. Now looking to blow it up, and they got to go to KC, the reigning world champs. Just can't get behind a Denver team unless they got a bigger number. 11.5 would take a little bite out of Denver at that number, but nothing less than that. Wouldn't be interested.
Yeah, it could be interesting too. If there's any halftime lines and some out-of-worldly chance that Denver has a halftime lead. We all know what Kansas City does. Patrick Mahomes only QB above 600 win percentage when trailing by double digits or more. So we'll see if there's any chance there to get a Chiefs at a good price in this game live. If anything opens up like that. We got Thursday night.
We go on, Ben. I just want to just say that the total on this game, Ben likes the over, and I tend to agree with him now that we got Kelsey back in the game. But the Sharps have buried the under. So this total opened up at 51.5 early in the week. It's now down as low as 46.5, mainly 47, but I do see a 46.5 here and there. I don't know what they see in this, outside of maybe KC pitching a shutout against this Denver team. Yeah, that's it. To me, my lean would actually be over as Ben's is, but the Sharps are all over the under.
Yeah, Broncos last 4 all going over 67.3 points per game. Last 3 meetings all going over 55 points per game, and 2 of Chiefs last 3 going over 47 points per game. We'll see how that one shapes up total-wise. We did have the over opening night with the Lions there Thursday night. These Thursday night games, I will say, when you take out, I think, John, you're what, 75% of the NFL season? We take out some of these Thursday night games, you might be over 80% there. It has been the one rough spot of the season, but Sundays have been almost perfect.
Yeah. Hey, can't complain. It can stay that way for the rest, and I'll sign on the dotted line for that 29-9 over the first 5 weeks, and that puts us at over 76%. Not a bad little start to the season. Expect to keep that going. And 1,000%, 1-0 in college football. I've done college football for years. I gave it up and concentrated solely on MLB, NBA, and NFL. Just like I say, you don't want to spread yourself too thin. And when if you got football, college football, NFL, and NBA or the tail end of baseball overlapping, it's just too much to cover. Right now, at the end of baseball, just before NBA starts, gives me enough time to look at just a certain few games, and I've seen a couple that I like today. But we'll throw this all out once we start getting into NBA. But yeah, tonight, Ben, why don't we talk about that one game, and that's West Virginia, Houston.
Yep, West Virginia, Houston. John and I both line up on this one. You have both teams coming out of a bye week here. And for those of you guys who don't know Big 12 football at all, you got 4 new teams in the Big 12 this year: Houston, Cincy, BYU, and UCF. Now, those teams in conference play right now, 1-8 straight up. And the only win is BYU over Cincy. So they have not one of those teams has beaten one of the prior Big 12 teams before yet. We'll see if that changes tonight. Houston, though, just all offense, no defense. They got crushed at Texas Tech, 49-28. They are the most tempo team there. Texas Tech is. Houston, though, they got a good passing game. Smith, pretty good quarterback. They're up there top 3 in Big 12 as far as passing statistics. This West Virginia team, though, wow, the defense, spectacular so far this season. Green, the quarterback, dual threat QB. Offensively, it's a bit tough to watch this team. They've had a lot of injuries quarterback-wise, but Green's come in. He's given them a nice little dual threat option, rush for 80 yards his last time out. And as far as, you have this team coming in, they've taken care of business against some top-tier teams. They've taken care of business against TCU, against Pittsburgh. West Virginia's been having success on the road, 4-1 straight up and against the spread this season. And Houston, a little bit of struggles at home last couple of seasons. This is a cheaper price you're getting here with the Mountaineers, I would say, on a Thursday night road favorite.
Look, West Virginia opened up the season at Penn State. Penn State right now looks like a potential playoff team. We'll see in a couple of weeks. They play Ohio State. After that loss, they've won and covered all 4 games. A couple of them, the conference games. Houston, they've lost 3 of their last 4 games. The one win coming against Sam Houston. Different types, caliber teams right now. Houston, as Ben said, all offense, no defense. West Virginia has the defensive team, laying less than 2.5. This looks like the square side, laying less than the field goal on the road. But I can't compare the 2 schedules. West Virginia, their arrow going up. Houston finding it hard their first year in the Big 12. I expect West Virginia to cover this one.
Yeah, I will say Oklahoma State last week, coming out of the bye week, they look like a completely different team. I will be interested if Houston does that, but heading into the bye week, West Virginia levels ahead of Houston, and they also had a bye week themselves. So who's to say they did not incrementally build? And that's a team, too. A lot of injuries early on this season, so they needed that bye week more so than Houston did in the first place. But that's a bet there. You have 3 other bets already out. College football on Saturday. 5 NFL bets out for Sunday. A lot of football action coming out this weekend. Currently nothing on the baseball game tonight. Guys, gave you the Astros yesterday for free on here. Got this West Virginia bet going here tonight. And hopefully we can have another big week. Things are going good right now. Split up on some baseball games, betting dogs. You guys know what that means for us, putting us in the green. And a lot of action coming our way later this week, John.
That's it, guys. We need some help, guys. We need you guys to get us out there. We just got to our 1,000 subscribers, and we really appreciate that. But man, we should be at 100,000 subscribers. We're off to a 76% start in NFL. That's unheard of. Best sports betting information you can get anywhere. We're going to try to make the shows quicker, get you guys the information as fast as we can. But again, NBA right around the corner. Nobody, and I mean nobody, beats the NBA the way I do. You're going to want to watch the show every day. Get us out there. Give us the likes. Drop some comments. Make sure you subscribe, and let's make some money.
Make some money.